Well, ladies and gentlemen, Nigel Farage and Reform UK have officially announced that the party is now officially moving away from being a limited company into becoming an actual political party, a democratic political party. They are introducing a new constitution, but not everybody is happy with this, and there are specific reasons for it, I guess. We have Ben Habib, who obviously until recently was a co-deputy leader until he was removed, saying, I have been campaigning for the democratization of Reform UK. This is vital for reform and the country. On the 22nd of August, Zia Yusuf, who is the chairman of the party now, declared the finest legal minds were working day and night on producing a constitution which would allow members to remove the leader. It's not true. And Ben Habib has now done a video. I'm going to show you the video itself, the video announcement he's made. He's going to go through the details because a couple of things are an issue apparently with this constitution. One is there were no finest legal minds apparently working on it because it's the same draft that Richard Tice showed Ben Habib a couple of years ago. And the second point that he's making is that members can't actually remove the leader. They can do a vote of no confidence, but 50%, which is a high threshold, of the overall members, not those who vote, have to do it. But then it will be the actual party board that will have to still decide, even if there's a no confidence, for example. But let's go to this video and get his reaction.
As many, if not all of you watching this video will know, I've been campaigning for the democratisation of Reform UK publicly for the last couple of months, but actually privately for at least a couple of years. And the reason I've been campaigning for that is because Reform UK at its heart stands for the democratic unit that is the United Kingdom. It stands for the promotion of the democratic rights of the people of this country. But Reform UK itself is not a democracy. It is a private limited company, significantly owned by Nigel Farage and controlled by him. And it's not that I want to have a go at Nigel in any way. It's just that if a political party is to stand for democracy, it itself must be democratic. And moreover, if a leader is going to act with integrity, it's best he be held to account by the membership of his own party. There's nothing like accountability and scrutiny and the knowledge that you will be removed as leader to drive you to behave with integrity, with purpose, and, fulfilling the promises that you've made to the people of the membership. So the democratisation of the party was and remains vital to me. It's doubly vital, by the way, if the party wishes to win the 2029 general election. There is no way Reform UK can win that election if it itself isn't democratised. And so after having fought this campaign, I was delighted on the 22nd of August when I heard Zia Yusuf in an interview on GB News with Christopher Hope declare that the finest legal minds in the country have been working day and night to produce a constitution which would give the members of the party, and I'm going to be very clear on this, what he said was that the members would have the ability to remove the leader.
We, of course, understand that members need to be given a democratic a set of rights in our constitution. That is what we are working on. That constitution, by the way, Chris, is an incredibly important document. We are chartering a course to be the party of government in this country in 2029. So that document must be fit for purpose today, for the next year, but also for when we're in government. And so we have to get that document right.
And will that document, when we see it, allow members to remove the leader, in this case Nigel Farage? That's what all parties must have, the right for members to remove a leader.
Of course it will.
How?
Well, when the Constitution comes out, we have some of the finest legal minds in the country working day and night, by the way, around the clock, like most of our team, to draft the document. I'm not going to write the document live on GB News, as much as I'd love to do that with you now, Chris. But of course we're doing these things. Again, Nigel and Richard have been really clear that that's going to be a priority for us after the election.
I was delighted to hear those two declarations. We were going to get a first-class document which would give the members the ability to remove the leader. That's what I wanted. And I tweeted a congratulatory note to Reform UK and to Zia. So a couple of days ago, when the party produced its constitution, which I believe it's going to vote on at the forthcoming conference on the 21st of September, I began to read it with optimism and with a certain amount of glee, actually, because I was thinking, yeah, great, we're going to get what the party needs. And it began to look strangely familiar to me. And as I read on, I realized it was a document I'd already seen. It was a document that Richard Tice had sent me in 2023, February 2023, when I was considering rejoining Reform UK, having left it after the Brexit Party was disbanded. And I had rejected this document in early 2023 because it did not give the membership the ability to remove the leader. It vested all the power in a board of directors, and then there was some kind of EGM process that would take place. But anyway, it wasn't a document that would stand the test of a democratic scrutiny. And I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same with the document that's now been produced. It's marginally different to the one that Richard sent me in early 2023. But this document also doesn't produce the result that's needed. The membership cannot remove Nigel Farage. What the membership can do is vote to have a vote of no confidence in the leader, and then only, by the way, if over 50% of the membership vote in favour of doing so. That's a very high bar. Normally you would expect a much smaller percentage, and only a percentage of those who vote, not 50% of the entire membership having to vote just to get the vote of no confidence. But here's the real problem. Having got the vote of no confidence motion moving, it would be down to the board of directors to determine if the leader should be removed. And the board of directors are people basically appointed by the leadership in one shape or form or another. They comprise the leader, the treasurer, the chairman, and other people appointed by the leader. There are 3 members, I think, of the board that would be elected from the list of candidates that are approved also by the leader. So this is not democracy. This is not the ability of the membership to remove the leader. This is the technical ability of the membership to ask the board to please consider removing the leader. This does not deliver what was promised by Zaya on the 22nd of August. I've done a compare and contrast of the document Richard produced in 2022 and the one that the party produced the other day. And I'm going to be posting these documents so you can read this for yourself. But it fills me with despair that Zaya made firm declarations in August which are not correct. He hasn't had the finest legal minds working on this day and night. At best, a paralegal has worked on it. The drafting is awful, by the way, and I've focused on the key point, but the Constitution itself is an awful document and can be picked apart in multiple different ways. But it certainly hasn't had the finest legal minds in the country working on it day and night. I could have drafted, I would have done a better job drafting it. And it doesn't, and this is obviously the critical point, it doesn't deliver the ability to remove the leader. And I really worry about Reform UK if only a few weeks ago its chairman was making promises which he must have known are not being fulfilled. That fills me with despair about the future of Reform UK, and therefore I'm afraid the future of the movement Reform UK, Richard Tice, myself and others created, and therefore the trajectory of this country. It's that important. The Constitution had to be got right. It had to be democratizing. It had to be the democratization of the party, because if we don't get that, actually the threats facing the United Kingdom will not be able to be dealt with. I'm very disappointed in this draft document. It's not a draft document, in this document.
Now, obviously, I'm just reporting this so you guys can make up your own mind whether you're on Ben Habib's side or on, obviously, Reform UK side. Lawrence Fox has also hit back saying, if you want to know why Reform UK sidelined Ben Habib so suddenly, then watch this important explanation. Ben is a thoroughly decent and patriotic man. He believes in true democracy. Without the ability to select the leader, Reform members are actually just subscribers. They pay, yet they have no true democratic voice. It is concerning that the chairman of the party has made concrete promises that the issue of democracy within the party itself was being worked on day and night by the finest legal minds in the land, only to produce a rehashed document from spring 2023, which makes selecting or deselecting the leader all but impossible. Of course, then he's talking about the issue with the uniparty system and everything else. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Are you excited about Reform UK's new constitution, or do you think that Ben Habib has a point?